Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 13, 2024, and I have for you an injury update in regards to Lamine Yamal. Also, Barcelona are still uncertain about a timeline for Andreas Christensen's return. And finally, it's been revealed that the shift in dynamics during training has led to many players firing their physical trainers. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to Goal Kids, Kit Bag, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are down below in the description. Now, these are the scary images that we saw yesterday of Lamine Yamal limping as he was leaving the stadium after Spain's victory over Denmark 1-0 in the garbage made-up Nations League, in a match where Lamine Yamal suffered a big number of fouls, where he was kicked, tackled, his jersey pulled, you name it. Denmark threw everything they had at Lamine Yamal. More specifically, Victor Kristensen, who was in charge of marking the Barcelona player and who didn't see a yellow card until the 85th minute, where the referee just allowed Denmark to continuously batter Lamine Yamal, and where Luis de la Fuente decided to sub out Lamine Yamal at the 93rd minute. Because of course, nothing protects a player like taking him out at the 93rd minute. Now, these images immediately shocked and sent alarm bells at Barcelona, who were worried about the player's injury, and as a result, Barcelona submitted an official request to the Royal Spanish Football Federation to return Lamine Yamal immediately to Barcelona. And even though the Spanish national team were hesitant about releasing Lamine Yamal, saying that it was only an overload and that Lamine Yamal was only suffering some discomfort in his hamstring in the left leg, eventually the Spanish national team have agreed to release Lamine Yamal, and today the Barcelona player was seen landing in the city of Barcelona, where he had very few words for the press and where he said, "I am better now, it's time to recover." So good news in that regards. Lamine Yamal has been released from the Spanish camp. He is back in the city of Barcelona. The club will conduct medical exams on the player tomorrow to see if he truly is injured. Right now, they're saying that it's only a muscle overload. Hopefully, that's the case, because as you know, we do have some difficult matches once the international break is over against Bayern Munich and against Real Madrid. Now, speaking of Victor Kristensen, who was in charge of marking or of guarding against Lamine Yamal, the Danish player admitted that the fouls he committed were on purpose when he said the following: "I didn't have a yellow card in the back of my mind. It's just walking up and saying, hey, I'm in the fight too. I'm not afraid of you." You can tend to root for a player like that, but when you got a chance to have a good, fair duel that might hurt a little, you have to take advantage of it. Spain made it easier for me by letting Pedro Porro overlap so we could release Yamal and I could take over Porro's run a little faster. So I wasn't into that clear one-on-one situation that much. Yamal is a skilled player, and he is really, really good at a young age. He will be one of the best players for many years. So Victor Kristensen admitting that pretty much all those fouls were intentional because he was trying to get in the head of Lamine Yamal, let him know, hey, I'm here, which I have to say, it's a pretty disgusting sporting behavior. There's no place for that for football, but I don't only blame the player for doing that, I also blame the referee, because where the hell was the referee? He is supposed to protect players against this kind of conduct, but yet he decided not to book Victor Kristensen until the 85th minute after plenty of damage was done. Now, we move on to more positive news about Lamine Yamal because, as you know, the Barcelona player did sign a contract with Adidas that will see him earn around 1 million euros per year. And as I mentioned in a previous video, Adidas wanna make Lamine Yamal the face of the brand, because for many years it was Lionel Messi. Of course, Messi will eventually retire, so Adidas will need kind of like this new face for the brand, and they have chosen it to be Lamine Yamal. And now it's been revealed that Adidas are working on a new trademark which aims to turn Lamine Yamal into a global icon, and this trademark will be called LY304. LY for, of course, Lamine Yamal, his initials, and 304 for the postal code of his hometown of Mataró, not sure how you say it. But anyways, Adidas working on this trademark LY304 to turn Lamine Yamal into a global brand, kind of like they did with Messi, you know, the LM10, or Cristiano Ronaldo with his CR7. So now Adidas working on the LY304 trademark in an effort to turn Lamine Yamal into a global icon. Now, speaking of injuries, we do have to talk about Andreas Christensen, because right now Barcelona have no idea on when the Danish player could be back. Now, Christensen was injured in the match against Valencia, and even though initially it was thought it wasn't a serious injury, reports came out saying that Christensen would be out for 2 months, but now 2 months have elapsed and Christensen is yet to come back, and it's reported that even at the club in Barcelona don't know when Christensen will be back. They don't have a timeline, which of course kind of answers the questions, your guys' questions, because you guys have been asking me, when is Christensen gonna come back? Well, it seems like nobody knows, not even the club, which of course is not good news, but hopefully Christensen can recover pretty soon, because after all, we do need all of our players as healthy as possible given this hectic calendar. Now, speaking of training, injuries, conditioning, it's been revealed that the shift in conditioning has led to the firing of the players' physical trainers. Now, as you know from previous videos that I reported on during last season, many of the players were not too happy with the conditioning they were receiving at the hands of Xavi Hernandez's staff, and as such, many of them hired their own physical and conditioning trainers. So when they would finish their training with Xavi Hernandez and his staff, they would then go and meet with their own coaches and train and work on their conditioning even more. But now it's been revealed that thanks to the shift in training under Flick, where the trainings are a lot more intense, the conditioning is a lot more intense, many of these players have all fired their physical trainers because, well, they no longer need them, because after all, you're supposed to finish the training tired, exhausted, ready to go home. But before, they would finish it and they felt like they needed more, so they hired these coaches. But now that's not the case anymore. Now the trainings are so intense under Flick that when they're done, the last thing they want to think about is going and doing another training session with their personal trainers. Now we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona's sporting advisor David Escudé has revealed that the Bernabeu is not fit to hold the World Cup final. Now, as you know, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco will be hosting the 2030 World Cup, and there's been a lot of talks about where can the World Cup final be held, with a lot of people in Madrid, you know, rooting for the World Cup final to be held at the Bernabeu, and of course with Barcelona hoping to perhaps host the World Cup at the Spotify Camp Nou. And well, now Barcelona's sport advisor David Escudé has revealed that the Camp Nou is actually, that the Bernabeu is actually not up to standards to host a World Cup final, when he said the following: "At the moment, Madrid is no match for Barcelona to host a World Cup final since today. With the objective data in hand, the Bernabeu does not meet FIFA's requirements, as does the new Spotify Camp Nou that is being built and the new stadium in Casablanca." So there you have it, folks. David Escudé saying that per the FIFA guidelines, not per his opinion, not because he thinks the Camp Nou is prettier or because the Bernabeu is not as pretty. No, per the FIFA guidelines, the Bernabeu at this moment is not fit to host a World Cup final, but the Spotify Camp Nou is, and the new stadium that Morocco are building in Casablanca would be as well. So that, in other words, our only competition right now would be Morocco Stadium, not the Santiago Bernabeu. Anyways, that is all the video. That is all the news for this video, not all this video for this news. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.